Hi there. So today I wanted to talk about our background versus the decisions that we make. Basically what I mean by that is that a lot of people still seem to believe that your background has anything to do with your future. More often than not, I find it unsuccessful people like to rationalize, make excuses as to why they're not successful, and that's usually the easiest way to do it. Looking at anybody that has a really good job, maybe they're a corporate executive or someone who's a business owner, the first thing that someone who hasn't reached that level will say is, well, they had a huge network, or their parents had money, they came from means. It's so easy for us to make excuses and rationalize when dealing with people who come from means, and we like to make that the excuse. That person grew up with all the right people. His family had money, so they helped him with a startup, etc., etc. And we focus so much on that as a reason why we don't get where we want to go. So I run into people all the time who cling so hard onto that they just give up the notion at all that they're going to do anything spectacular with their life because their background dictated it. And I just think that's the most preposterous notion ever. Your background has nothing to do with your future. I don't care if you grew up in the Hamptons and the Hiltons were your next door neighbor, and as soon as you were born, emerged into the world, you had this giant silver spoon in your mouth. That has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter. Because on the flip side of the coin, you could just as easily have grown up in a tough, very, 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 very lower class, poor neighborhood in the ghetto and rise to the top. You don't believe me? I hear 50 Cent. I hear that's his background, and from what I can see right now, he's doing pretty good. So this is the part where I can sit here and throw out names all day long of people who came from rags to riches, but a lot of people don't like to focus on that because, it's cliche. Oh, well, Oprah Winfrey did it, but she's an exception. Michael Jordan, John D. Rockefeller, all these people were exceptions, whatever. The stories are cliche, but for the most part, people who come from means can perpetuate that cycle, and it's so much harder for those of us who exist in a lower socioeconomic bracket to move upwards. I have friends in the ivory tower who are scholars, who study subjects that actually teach in college that is in fact the case. And maybe it is a tougher climb, but regardless of that, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. If you have to try harder to get there, you can still get there. So that's really what the message I'm trying to push forward today is just that your background has nothing to do with where you are or where you'll be. It's all about your decisions. All about your decisions. Now, we can shift our focus away from the rags to riches story and actually move towards kind of focusing on, I don't want to focus on negative, but let's look at some people who went from riches to rags through poor decision making. MC Hammer went bankrupt. I know Mike Tyson had some serious financial struggles, and we know those names. Those names are huge. Those guys were super rich. Donald Trump has actually gone bankrupt, I think, more than once. And the point is, your decisions are absolutely what gets you there. So, no more excuses. You can't make those anymore. It doesn't matter where your background came from. It doesn't matter if nobody in your life ever taught you to know any better about better decision making. Right now, you can choose to educate yourself. You can choose to move forward and start making better decisions, and you can change your entire life. That's all I have for today. Be well, and thanks for watching.